All right, so this is a suggestion via a channel member. Let's go ahead and jump into it. See what the video takes us, guys. This is coming from the channel Cypher Signal. You guys have been sending me a lot of this. Let's do it.
AM, October 13th, 2025. 41 miles off Venezuela, the Caribbean was pitch black. A P8A Poseidon swept the dark and found a ghost, a freighter running cold, no lights, no ID. The Coast Guard flagged it as a threat. Possible contraband, intercept. By 4:12 a.m., the chase had begun. Coast Guard cutters closed the box while a Hytron-equipped helicopter vectored in on the fleeing stern. The smugglers tried to run. Their wake carved a brief white line through the night. Hytron's precision fire slammed into the freighter's stern. The propeller housing and rudder erupted in a spray of metal and flame, crippling the ship and ending the chase. At dawn, the crippled freighter smoldered under American lights. That freighter was just the spark. The inferno waiting behind it, you're about to see. 7:25 p.m., October 13th, 2025, the West Wing, Washington, D.C. The White House Situation Room was silent except for the hum of monitors. On one screen, the image of a Venezuelan freighter still burned, its hull blackened, its holds filled with poison. The evidence from the raid had arrived, 3.8 metric tons of $62 million in marked currency, and encrypted drives linking the cartel across the Potomac. Inside Langley's sub-level command center, CIA analysts had been working for 72 straight hours. The decrypted drives revealed GPS markers forming a triangular pattern along Venezuela's northern coast. Layered with real-time SIGINT, the agency pinpointed 3 primary compounds: a supposed sugar refinery outside Puerto Cabello, hiding chemical reactors and armored guard posts, a fortified training site north of Maracay, where foreign mercenaries drilled alongside cartel enforcers, a communications relay disguised as a government warehouse in...
Okay, what I'm starting to realize is that, guys, just because we're not starting to see like all of what they're doing down there, with the amount of videos you guys are sending me, we are absolutely going hard in Venezuela, guys. What was it, yesterday? You guys sent me on Colombia and Venezuela specifically, right? But now this isn't ending. I mean, I guess it's not. I guess it's not ever going to end, really, unless we can actually, you know, kind of wipe out specifically the need for people to utilize any type of guys. That'd be great if we can actually do that. That'd be amazing, right? Because then by default, none of these things would actually matter any longer. Because again, I think personally, there are a lot of shadowy type of individuals and corporations, shell corporations, etc., that are absolutely kind of funding these things. Okay, so going after specifically the bases, yes, I think it'll slow down the process, but I don't think it's going to stop. You know, wholeheartedly. I would love for it to, but I just don't think that that's going to happen yet, at least, guys. But let's finish your story.
In Caracas, routing encrypted payments through Hong Kong and Panama. Each location pulsed with movement. Trucks, fuel shipments, military escorts, all under government protection. The CIA codenamed the network Red Vein. Its total output, an estimated $1.2 billion a year in flowing into the United States. President Trump leaned forward as intelligence chiefs presented the report. Every line of data, every photograph of the trafficked workers burned deeper into the room's air. The conclusion was clear. Venezuela had crossed the line. Diplomats urged restraint. The Joint Chiefs warned of escalation. Trump's reply was cold. You talk about diplomacy while our children die from their poison? We will not debate justice. We will deliver it.
Oh.
If they use their territory to poison ours, then their territory is no longer safe. At 7:40,
clap it up, guys. That is absolutely strength right there.
3 p.m., the order was signed. Operation Iron Tide.
I wonder how Biden would have said that. He wouldn't.
3B-52H Stratofortress bombers from Barksdale Air Force Base would lead the assault, supporting them.
Absolutely
200 Army Rangers and 130 Navy SEALs, all equipped with next-generation optics, AI-guided munitions, and armored Ospreys. The estimated target network spanned 3 fortified sites, with a combined production worth $1.2 billion annually. It was not a cartel anymore. It was a state. In less than 30 minutes, the United States had gone from restraint to retribution. Outside, the flag over the White House stirred in the night breeze. Inside, the world's most powerful military had just been unleashed. Not for conquest, but for justice. The countdown to impact had begun.
Let's go.
If you believe justice should hit hard and fast, hit that like button before the sky opens. At 1:58 a.m., October 15th, 2025, 3 B-52H from Barksdale Air Force Base slipped into the assigned strike corridor, escorted by 4 F-15E Strike Eagles from the 336th, providing high cover and ready to defeat any intercept with AM-120 AMRAAMs and follow-on strikes. 2 EA-18G Growlers bent enemy radar and communications into static, cloaking the formation under a veil of electronic silence. A KC-135 Stratotanker orbited on station, ready to refuel the package and keep the strike unpredictable. With the escort net sealed, the console lights in the mission room went solid red.
Yeah, guys, I'm sorry. If that was like coming towards me in any meaningful manner, I'd have to leave. I have no idea how far I'm going to be able to get, let's say this here, but with the amount of absolute technology that the United States of America is bringing to this kerfuffle here is absolutely astronomical. I just want you guys to know that there, all right? There is zero chance. There's all the money in the world, obviously, right? But there is like zero chance you're going to get away with this, guys. Not at all. Again, but we're still not taking off the head of the snake. We're just taking off the snake.
Weapons are hot. At 2:10 a.m. over Puerto Cabello, the B-52s opened their bomb bays and released 2,000-pound precision-guided munitions. Below them, the coordinates glowed red on satellite feeds. The primary Tren de Aragua compound, disguised as a sugar refinery, sprawled across 35 acres of coastline. Inside those walls, more than 80 cartel enforcers, chemists, and foreign mercenaries guarded 5 reactors, each capable of refining 2,500 pounds of per week. At 2:14 a.m., the first JDAM 2000 smart bomb fell, 2,000 pounds of precision-guided fury. The explosion shattered the night, lighting up the sea for miles. Seconds later, 2 more detonations ripped through the compound's center, obliterating fuel depots and storage tanks. Surveillance from the P8A Poseidon confirmed. Secondary detonations from ammonium drums reached 2,700 degrees Fahrenheit, triggering shockwaves strong enough to register on seismographs in Curacao. Through the firestorm, Army Rangers from the 75th Regiment fast roped down from 10 MH-60M Blackhawks, securing the perimeter. Navy SEALs breached the southern warehouse, cutting through steel shutters under heavy fire. Inside, the walls were lined with chemical drums marked agro-fertilizer, but every container hid pure meth oil valued at over $400 million. The cartel's response was immediate. Pickup trucks mounted with 50 caliber DSHK guns opened fire from the outer gate. The Rangers advanced in wedge formation, supported by 2 AH-64E Apache gunships, their 30mm cannons shredding through vehicles like paper. Amid the chaos, a hidden ammo dump exploded. The blast lifted concrete slabs the size of cars and engulfed an entire platoon in flame. One Ranger squad was pinned behind a collapsed wall until a SEAL fire team flanked from the canal, neutralizing the gunmen with suppressed fire. At 2:29 a.m., the second wave hit. AGM-158 JASSM missiles launched from offshore F-15Es screamed across the horizon, striking 2 satellite compounds 11 miles inland. One a cartel training center, the other a communications relay linking to a government building in Caracas. Forensic tracking later confirmed those signals led directly to a Venezuelan intelligence officer on Tren de Aragua's payroll. By 3:02 a.m., the firefight had lasted 52 minutes. 63 cartel operatives were killed, 23 captured, and 4 American soldiers wounded. Inside a subterranean vault beneath the refinery, agents uncovered $62 million in cash, 7 encrypted servers, and lists of bank.
Wait. Agents recovered $62 million in cash. Was it 65? I want to know. I mean, listen, no judgment here, right? No judgment, right? But how do we know it was 62? That's a lot of money, bro. Like 50,000 could just disappear in the air.
Bank transfers totaling $480 million routed through Panama and Hong Kong. Then came the moment of silence. The compound, once roaring with machine fire and human screams, now stood in ruin. The flames reached 40 feet into the air, reflected in the puddles of chemical runoff. The air itself burned to breathe. As dawn bled across the coast, the radio crackled with 2 words from the field commander: objective secured. Puerto Cabello was silent, but the world was no longer the same. Do you think the U.S. was right to launch a direct strike against Venezuela's cartel network?
Yes.
Comment below.
Yes.
10 a.m., October 15th, 2025, Caracas, Venezuela.
That's 3 days ago.
The morning air carried the smell of burning fuel. Smoke from Puerto Cabello was still visible from the capital's skyline, a black ribbon across the blue Caribbean sky. In the Venezuelan National Assembly, chaos erupted. State television cut to a trembling spokesperson accusing the United States of committing an act of aggression against a sovereign nation.
Okay, well, stop. How about this? Maybe the sovereign nation specifically should actually do more than just taking their money. If that makes any sense, right? I mean, like, listen, if the sovereign nation specifically, referring to Maduro's regime, his toxic regime, his stolen election regime, let's say this year, if you want us to stop specifically doing this, because obviously the things that are happening in your country are starting to affect us, and you're not doing anything about it except for taking their money as funding. All right, so how about that? Your nonsense is affecting our sovereign nation, and we actually have the ability to obliterate it. So now what? Where do we go from here?
Within an hour, the Venezuelan foreign minister demanded a United Nations emergency session. On every major channel, government broadcasts repeated the same line: U.S. bombs have killed civilians. But the satellite images told another story. 3 precision strikes, each targeting chemical warehouses, not residential zones. Still, the footage of fire and rubble was enough to inflame millions. Crowds filled Caracas's streets, waving flags and shouting against Washington. Yet in the shadows, another reality unfolded. The criminal underworld, rival cartels, arms traffickers, and intelligence brokers whispered their approval. The Americans did what we couldn't, one encrypted message read. Within 24 hours of the raid, prices in Colombia fell 47%, and distribution routes across the Caribbean froze. For the first time in a decade, the Tren de Aragua's empire was collapsing. In Washington, the Pentagon released limited details. The official statement called the strike a counterterrorism action against transnational criminal infrastructure. Behind closed doors, intelligence officials confirmed more than $480 million in laundered funds had been traced to accounts belonging to Venezuelan generals and senior ministers. But diplomacy...
There you go. Guys, right there. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Like, that's just what, guys, hold on. If you guys want to finish it, I'll go ahead and leave the link in the description here. But guys, that's kind of what I'm talking about, bro. Like, I don't think Maduro actually wants to do anything about the fact that these cartels are basically running his country completely. And along with Mexico here also, because understand there was a whistleblower that came out specifically from the president from Scheinbaum, specifically the president of Mexico, saying that, yeah, bro, she's here because the cartel put her here. Period. Right. The reason why she's able to exist kind of, within her country, let's say this year, is because the cartel wants her there. That's it. She called Mexico state. I would say that a great majority of the region, of that entire region, let's say specifically, may be considered or should be considered a narco state, because they are, in fact, on the take, let's say this year. Like, if you wanted things to actually change, you would actually stop this from happening in your country. All right. Stop destroying the country that you're, that you're in. Let's just say this here. Okay? Do something about getting these individuals that are absolutely to the detriment of the planet from your country. Stop being corrupt. Stop taking their money, right? Stop allowing them to exist. The United States of America has took a strong line, realizing, right, that the reason why all of these people are screaming about asylum and running to our border, right, is because of the cartel's activities. That's it. Right? I'm telling you, that's it. The reason why so many people from Central, South America, Mexico run to us is because of the cartels. So how about this? We can fix immigration, right, seriously, by just getting rid of all of them. Let's come together. Let's say this and get rid of all of them. Joint task forces, all of these things, right? Stop taking their money, bro. Get them out of your country. Because with them being in your country, the government also now being on the take, all these generals, all these like super high profile people in all of these countries, they're all making money from the cartels. And what's happening, guys? It's destroying the country. People are afraid to live in these countries. Then what's next? Let's run to America. And now we have to deal with it also, again, right? So we're dealing with the literal that are coming in. We're also dealing with the humanitarian crisis also at the same time because of all of this, because these heads of states are taking money from this illicit organization. So yeah, guys, anything humanly possible. We need to fix all of this, guys. My opinion, obviously. But all right, listen, guys, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. In the meantime, I'll catch you guys later.